Hi Wonder. Hi Prisma. Hi Chat. Hi. I feel an overwhelming sense of dread right now. And it's all because of one little light bulb. One little light bulb. One eel. One Beelb. Beelb. I hate Beelb. I don't have a scene set up to capture my screen, do I? Yeah, that doesn't. So, okay, display capture. Yes. Okay. So, chat. This is Beelb, and I hate Beelb. I hate Beelb so much. Now, there's a couple reasons why I hate Beelb. So, why I hate Beelb. First of all, its stats. Look at its stats. Look at how much power it has. You might think, oh, well, it doesn't have good spirit or mind power. Notice how it doesn't get any spirit or mind attacks. Gen villain arc? I already was a villain, but at least I'm not Beelb. Notice how it doesn't get any spirit or mind attacks. It only gets body attacks. And notice how its body power is 91. That's pretty good. For reference, here is probably like one of the most offensive beasties in the game. It's 115 body power and significantly worse defenses. And then we scroll back down to Beelb. Sure, it has less body defense, but its other defenses are better. And that's a fair trade-off. So you might be wondering what the issue is. That seems like a fair trade-off. If you look at its trait chart, +1 to every power stat at the end of each turn. And unlike Pokemon, there's no cap that I know of for how much stat boosts you can get. So you'll just get a free power boost at the end of every turn for every stat. You might be thinking, well, the only stat that really matters for the power boost is the body power. But it's important that you get 3 buffs. We'll get to that. It's really important that you get 3 buffs. And you might be thinking, surely, this Beelb doesn't get good moves. Well, let's look at the moves. Let's look at the moves. So, high five. Transfer stat boost to benched ally. Tag out with benched ally. You can just give these stat boosts to somebody else. Let's look at another. Let's look at some more. How about Hunker? You get 3 defense boosts. You give yourself 3 defense boosts. Okay, well, yeah, that's well, but you feel one nervous. You can't move after doing it, but you can still attack after doing it, but you can't reposition yourself after doing it. Well, let's look at what else it gets. How about power stat, attack, heal self +10. 75 damage, it's pretty good, but it's only like 10 healing. It's gonna make some difference, but not too much. Which that's fair. We could run Relax State, which heals yourself for plus 20, which is significantly more, considering every beastie has 100 health. But if your opponent has like good enough stats, they can still like take you out fairly easy. But chat, what if you just took them out first? Now you might have noticed the two attacks I clicked. Like one did 75, that's pretty good. One did 50, that's not as good, but like it heals yourself for more, so that's fair. And you might be thinking, the one that really does the damage might be the one that's the lowest down. And it does, but it's the strongest when you have more stamina. It depends on how much stamina you have. But you have ways to heal yourself. Your allies could also have moves that can heal you. But that's okay, because you'll always be able to kill its shield. If you have one tough, it does 1/4 damage, and also, it does a minimum of 1 damage. But, unless you're at 1 HP, you can't die if you have shield up. Well, it's okay, it doesn't get anything else that's that good. But, remember how I said it's really important that it gets 3 different stat boosts at the end of every turn? Let's see what move it learns at level 6. 6. 15 power move. Attack. Power plus 10 for each stat boost on the user. So not only does the stat boost you get from the body power get applied, but you also just get plus 30 power to this move at the end of every turn. That's assuming you don't buff your stats any other way. The only thing that could be considered a drawback, which is not a drawback, is that it can only learn 3 moves. But like you don't need more. Yeah, you could also learn Deep Breath, which heals yourself for plus 30 with literally no drawback, other than it's not an attack, but that's not a drawback. Like, so yeah, are you seeing an issue? Is anyone else seeing an issue? Or is it just me? Am I overreacting? You can also heal yourself for 30 on defense, by the way. In case you were wondering. Oh yeah, you could also attack and then make your target have lower defenses. But it's only temporarily lower defenses, so like, not the worst. But chat. You might not be convinced. And I understand that. You might not be convinced. You'd be like, well, at least it has a cool rare morph. It does have a cool rare morph. It's really cool. I like it. I like the rare morph. I like how it looks. I like it aesthetically. I don't like it morally. So, just to show you a concept, here's a team I made. So we have Energized. We already went over that. That's the move that does 10 more base power for every stat boost you have. On the beastie, that gets a stat boost at the end of every turn. And then Power Sap, well, that's the one that does more damage but heals for 10. Instead of the one that deals less damage but heals for 20. It's really, it's subject to change. And High Five, I can just transfer the stat boost to someone else. Notice how I gave it the maximum power. I did that just to make my opponent sweep. Because notice, 126, look at all these other power stats. It's fucking good. 126 is fucking good. Like, you can use Power Stat before Energize takes over it as the more powerful attack. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's look at Illigus. Let's look at the Illigus. So, let's see. Precise. This species' attacks always go where they are targeted. We'll get to that later. So, call out. What does call out do? That's the wrong. I did not mean to alt tab. I meant to control tab. Let's look at what Illigus does with that move. So, call out. Let's see. It gets it here. +1 to every defense stat of its ally. Huh. Well, that's fun. That's fun. All right. Plus, we can just get another +3 stack. We can just get 3 more stacks on to energize. That's fine. Well, what about clear field? Let's talk about clear field before we talk about numshot. So clear field, what's that do? It clears all field attacks and heals the entire team +8. So we get a little more healing, and we also can get rid of all the field effects that the opponent sets up, because this team doesn't have any field effects. So it doesn't affect our team. And let's look at what Numshot does. Oh, look at that. It clears all boosts from the target. So if I'm against someone else using Bulb, I just have to use a beastie with Numshot. That seems like pretty clear counterplay. Well, when you get a power boost at the end of every turn, and you already start out really offensive and really tanky, sure, you get rid of all the boosts. But it starts at 126 power. And it has 100 mind defense base. Not base. This is +3. Base would be... Base is 97. You're loving listening to this? I'm glad. I'm glad you love my suffering. But yeah, base is 3 less than that. 97. Still really fucking high. So, alright. But, we can clear all of the boosts and still have a really strong beastie. But, it won't be as strong, and it won't be able to just obliterate everything with energized. That's fair. Let's see what the next one does. Oh, would you look at that? Watchtower. Receives attack in place of adjacent allies. If you have this next to Bulb, unless you have specifically precise, which, let's look at who gets precise. Let's look at every beastie with precise. Let's go to precise. LMNOP, precise. Oh! Would you look at that? It's just Illigus. If your opponent does not have an Illigus, they guaranteed have no way to counter that. And if they do have an Illigus, it's not guaranteed they'll have precise, because a lot of people want to run stalled teams with Illigus, so they'll want Trapper. So they'll set 1 trap on the field every time they attack. But their attacks won't be going into Bulb. They'll be going into the dog. Let's clear the filter. Let's look at the dog. Let's look at Fetch 'em. First of all, trans rights. Very good dog. But we see that it has Watchtower. It receives attacks in place of adjacent allies. It's one of 2 lines of beasties that get this ability. The other one, I decided I did not like as much as the Molipede. I decided I didn't like it as much. Unless it got... If it had a volley that upped its allies' body power, that would have made me like it more. Which, Fetch'em doesn't have that either, but Fetch'em does have counter. 75 base attack, that's really good. Power times 1.5 if you use or receive the ball. And with Watchtower, you're gonna be receiving the ball more often. So, there's that. There's that. But what about Faith? What does Faith do? Well, Faith, it's just a volley, and it also gives Spirit power up to the ally. That's one stack. That's only one stack on to Energized. But, every stack counts. And it also gives them the ball. But let's see what else it has. It has shield. It has shield, chat. It has shield. So that way, even if I'm at 2 HP, I won't die. They'll have to target me again. But it's okay. It's okay, chat. It's okay. Maybe you're not convinced yet. Maybe it's not convinced yet. Let's look at Trat. The funny trash rat. So, you can see, Spotty Defense, not the best, 84. After the plus 30. Like, base, it's not that good. It's fair. Beasties should have drawbacks. His other defenses are pretty good. But, it's not the tankiest in the world. But, it's not as tanky as Beelb. Or the next one, which we'll be getting to. Don't look ahead. But, let's see. It can use support plays during defense. That's pretty good. But we won't be making too much use of that. We might at some points, but Trat's here to do a couple things. So let's scroll down to Trat. Let's look for the funny rat. Funny trash rat. Here's Trat. So, let's see what we're running on Trat. We're running Reach Shot. This auto targets the front row, and it always deals 1 damage. Target feels 1 shook, which means you can't attack. So, if my opponents are trying to survive in the back row, because in the back row you take less damage, if they're like, okay, if I move forward, then I'm dead to Energized after, a couple charges, then, Trat can just come in and be like, you're staying in the back. I'm just gonna use Reach Shot and get the no-touch point. And even if you do move up, you can't do that with an offensive threat because you won't be able to attack next turn if you do. And let's look at what Whistle does. We also gave it Whistle, by the way, chat. Let's see what it does. What does Whistle do? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, would you look at that? You feel 1 noisy. You attract attacks. That's right. Trat's also here for redirection. Like, you just have Trat on the field. You can just feel 1 noisy. And what's that last move? Oh, yeah, it's shield. You can use Whistle during your turn, and then shield. Even if you're at 2 HP, you'll live. And they'll be forced to target you, unless they have either Illigus or a way to make or a way to make Beelb also noisy. Because if they both have something that makes them get the attack, then it's treated as if nobody does. So, like, if Trat were next to a Watchtower beastie, then, but if Trat had noisy because it whistled, then the ball would go to whoever it targeted instead of being redirected at all. So, yeah, this is a pretty evil for beasties. But we can make it a little bit worse, because there's 2 of them, chat. There's 2 of them. They gave more than 1 beastie charge. There's more than 1 beastie with charge. Now, as you can see, its defenses are better than Beelb's. Hmm. Well, I did put offensive stats on Beelb. Uh, baseline, I think Beelb has a bit better defenses, and that's why I didn't improve all of them. But, this Plateon specifically has better defenses than this Beelb specifically. So let's see what it can do. Now you might be thinking, oh, it has charge. That's terrifying. You just told us about Beelb. Plateon is not as terrifying as Beelb. Plateon does not have everything it could ask for. Let's scroll down to Plateon. One thing you'll notice, it does not have a move that stacks in power for every stat boost it has. That's good. It shouldn't. Let's see. What else about it? Does it have ways to heal itself up? Does it have ways to heal itself? Let's see. It does not have any ways to heal itself. But does it have a way to pass on its stat boosts? No, it does not have high five. Let's see. Does it have what does it have? What does it have going for it? Well, it does have demanding set. It gives 2 power boosts it gives 2 stat boosts to every power to your ally for the trade-off that the active team feels stressed, which turns into tired. And when you're tired, you can only do the basic actions: free ball, volley, tag out, move. So yeah, that's not that good. But, we can also heat up. Target feels +1 sweaty. You might be wondering, well, what does sweaty do? Every time it deals passive damage over time. And every time you take damage from sweaty, the damage you take increases. So first it'll be 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, etc. And it stacks up at the end of every turn. So, yeah, there's that. But it's okay. It's more manageable. Sure, you can give yourself two mind power boosts. And sure, you could give your ally a mind power boost. And sure, you could lock target, make a target feel 1 noisy. And sure, you could give yourself 1 mind power boost, 1 mind defense boost, and one spirit defense boost. That's really good. But at least it can't do what Beelb does and learn Energize. And even if it could learn Energize, it has 30 base body power. Which doesn't really matter, because as you can see, it only learns mind power moves. But even if it could learn other moves, it wouldn't be good. Which is the same as Beelb. I give it that. Even if Beelb could learn moves of other types, it was still they wouldn't be as good. Yeah, but let's see, what moves am I running on it? Let's see. Demanding set, which we already went over. Numbshot, just in case I need someone else to clear boosts. And meditate. The move that gives you a mind power boost and a defense and a mind defense boost and a spirit defense boost. It's pretty good. Meditate's pretty good. Meditate's really good. But if I have Beelb and Plateon on the field at the same time, they're both really bulky. They both accrue power over time. You have to pick one of them to kill. And between you and me, you should pick Beelb. You should always pick Beelb. Why are there two? Why are there two? One thing that is good is there's only two. There's only two. It's only Beelb and Plation. I actually hadn't checked that. I would have been devastated if I found out there was a third. But, yeah, Plation, not nearly as good as Beelb. It's still really good. Like, I saw this, and like, when I first encountered Beelb, I'm like, that's a really good ability, but, you know, I was over-leveled, so I didn't notice how good its stats were. I was over-leveled when I got to the area where Beelb spawns, so I just killed them in one hit, and I was like, okay, yeah, your ability's really good, but your stats kind of suck. No, they were just low level. They were just low level. Its stats are great. And so I was looking for what to put on a team, and I saw Plation's stats, and I got really scared because I was overlooking Beelb. Then I saw other people just ignoring Plation, but talking a lot about Beelb. And I'm like, do these people not know that Plation's just better? And then I like go and compare the stats. And no the fuck it's not. And then I compare the move pools, and no the fuck it's not. Are you Hi, Snow. Hi. I'm talking about Beelb. I don't like Beelb. Beelb is a problem, I think. I haven't played against Beelb, but that's going to change. I haven't played against people. I need to. You have lost to away teams who only had Beelb as an offensive beastie. Yeah, that's a great ability right there. Yeah, a great ability, a great move pool. Why the fuck does it get energized with this ability? Like, sure, it's basically like sure, it starts at 15, but you get plus 30 power at the end of every turn. At minimum, you get plus 30 power every turn. Like, the thing with Beelb is it has more moves to run than it can. It has more moves that are really good than it can run. That's the only thing. It's the only thing with Beelb that I have noticed, at least. And keep in mind, these are my thoughts without having even gone up against a Beelb. Your browser doesn't let you ban people. It's okay. I got it. Also, cheap viewers. Well, you know where else I got cheap viewers? I got cheap viewers right here. I didn't pay for any of them. They're here willingly. But, like, this is a problem. It can also just heal itself, whether with relaxed hit or power sap, or, like, you know, quick breath or deep breath if it wants to. But, you know, I prefer to have power sap just so, you know, I can deal, like, better damage before I have stacks. But basically, I made this team, and I hate it. It is evil. You're not being paid. Prisma, you weren't supposed... Prisma, yes, you are being paid still, Prisma, but we're not supposed to let the other people who are here for free know that, okay? But yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem, I think. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Technical difficulties. That's alerts. I want a bathroom. Bathroom. Okay, hang on. Bathroom break. Should be here. There we go. All right, I'll be back, chat. I'll be back. Hang on. Combo support move of Beelb plus Beelb. There is Beelb. Chat. Just casually. Body, spirit, mind power, +2 to active team. Body, spirit, mind, defense, +2 to active team. That's not that you. Okay, I'm going back to the bathroom.